couple people asked if I was gonna like pull out from the show and whatnot, and for me, I am a man who, my word is my bond. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, I will see that shit through.
Hey, you know what they say, life's a bitch, just learn how to fuck it.
Outside Tato, I hate this part of prep. The 0 sodium seasonings, ass. I was using like all of the seasonings and all of the condiments, but you know, I was getting pretty shredded using real ketchup. So got 3.5 weeks of this garbage. But yeah, I'm on the ground meat. I have TMJ, if you've ever heard of that. It's like a muscle in your jaw. So if I like chew a lot, it's from I grind my teeth when I sleep and I clench my jaw when I train. So sometimes my jaw will like get stuck and I won't be able to open my mouth all the way. So when I'm chewing a lot, because I already got bagels in my plan, when I'm chewing a lot, then it locks up. So I just do all the ground meats. Super easy for me to eat. I feel like it digests better for me as well. But yeah, just a little insight. We pull sodium seasonings at 4 weeks out. I start using Miss Dash. I just season the shit out of my stuff with the Southwest Chipotle, or I'll use the extra spicy. Those are the only two I use. As you can see, I'm just getting my shit like as charred as I can. So it's just easy to eat, super ground down. Right now for prep, it is just about getting to the end. You know, I'm eating for function. It's not for enjoyment at all at this point. Luckily, I'm still eating so much food that I don't really even feel like I'm dieting. My rice stayed at 250 grams all prep. I started at prep at like 360 grams. So being at 250 grams of rice, have carbs with all my meals except for my last meal. And I'm getting super high carb days. My high carb days like over 300 grams of rice, I have 4 bagels in a day, a lot of honey. So yeah, I mean, I'm chilling. So last time you guys were out here, I was like 242, I think, around there, 240. This morning I woke up, I was 229. So I told you mother effers I'd be shreddy spaghetti by the time I competed next. I'm not gonna get super into everything right now. Maybe at a later video I'll divulge more what's been going on behind the scenes, but basically I've been dealing with some health complications this prep. So leading into the rest of prep, the priorities are going to be RIR, so recovery. I'm doing like 2 to 3 reps in reserve, so I'm not taking anything to failure. We switched our split from a traditional PPL, push pull legs rest, push posterior rest, to now we're 4 days on, 1 day off. We're doing less volume per day. The sessions are smaller, fewer working sets, and less intensifiers. So again, the idea being just to optimize recovery and prevent muscle breakdown
And death.
And then hydration, this has been a big key. I'm currently getting 2 gallons of fluids in a day. I have to drink a full, this is 98 ounces of EAAs. So I'm doing a full bottle of this for the electrolytes. I use the grind EAAs, they're gas. Obviously I have a code brick. I don't know how many of you knew this, but I was a big track guy back in the day. So I did track, wrestling, football. So a lot of my stretching is just like track warm-ups. You know, I'll do like a lot of like glute stretches. That's what I'm trying to stretch right now. Obviously I'll try to do like, I'll do my side splits and try and stretch like through the groin and everywhere like that. So I'll do both sides, transition. You know, mobility is so important. I tell you guys all the time, like, you need to be able to fully stretch the fascia if you want to fill it with muscle and really optimize and volumize the muscle. If you're super tight and restricted, you're not going to grow as efficiently, right? For example, I'm training quads today. There is a too much stretching. You don't want too much stretching. You want to just feel like loose, opened up, mobile. You don't want to like coming in here and stretching for like an hour. I usually stretch, like I said, 10-15 minutes. Just warm up, make sure I'm feeling good. Just from the rhabdo and all the shit that I've had over the last couple years, I get really bad muscle cramps in my quads. So I really got to make sure I'm feeling nice, loose, opened up. And then that helps mitigate and just remove that shit. Because leg cramps, 3 out of 10.
Heels, big heels. Yes. Heels, big heels. Yes. Yeah.
And then I lost that weight. But imagine I didn't take that time off, never lost that weight. Then I get out there, then I have to use diuretics.
Fuck.
You know. And then little do I know.
Said, like, old you would have just been like, fuck, I'm behind, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta push hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Wiser, older you now knows like, okay, there's a time to push and there's a time to
Yeah, like clearly my body's not responding. That's not from lack of effort or training.
I'm sure you can find this clip. Brock at the beginning of his prep said to the camera, I remember this shit. He said that I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that I have all my days lined up, and when I have the power to like line up these perfect days, because there will be times where shit hits the fan and a lot of days aren't in your control, and it's because you're so consistent and the days that you can nail 100% that you have full control of sets you up so that the days that you can't control don't undermine your overall progress and don't take away from the full body of work that you're doing. That's why Brock's able to be here right now, still pushing, even though he does have technically, and he's still getting better, right?
Yeah.
So those people that, you know, the days that you let go that you could have controlled, could have done better, think about those days, because you need those days, and those days matter the most, because there will be times, I don't care who you are, there's gonna be things out of your control. That's just life.
It's like PTO with work. Like if you're using your PTO to go fuck off and like go hang out and just, you didn't feel like going to work today, and then suddenly your spouse gets in a car accident and you got to take all this time off from work and you got to sit at home, but you just spent all this PTO going on trips and fucking off, and now you don't have any of that in reserve, you know. Whereas if you grind and you do all that shit and you set that time aside for if you have an emergency, then you have peace of mind when you're sitting on your ass.
What's up, brother?
You're not going fucking crazy. But
I think about it with like, not even like not training for competitively, but like if you're like not wanting to go to the gym, like you only have, say if you train once, like one body part a week, that's only 52 chest days a year.
yeah.
So I'm like, not fucking missing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's a 52 opportunities to get better.
And in the grand scheme of things, 52 is not much.
No, it's not.
More negative. Nice, yep.
Good, thanks. Drive. It's definitely been challenging. I had to take some time away from the gym in the middle of prep. Well, not even the middle, at the end of prep. I didn't even train. and I just had to sit and rest. But a couple people asked if I was gonna like pull out from the show and whatnot, and for me, I am a man who, my word is my bond. Like if I say I'm going to do something, unless I am completely incapable of doing that, like I'm in the hospital, I will see that shit through. And it was really important to me. You know, Detroit was the first show I wanted to do. When second they announced Detroit was a pro show, I knew that was what I was going to do. I don't remember if it was when men's physique, I was still men's physique or not, but I remember whatever it was, I was like, I'm doing Detroit. So that was big to me. And then the Utah show, you know, my grandparents are getting older and we have older family, and my parents have only seen me compete, I think 2 times, 3 times. So I really wanted to do Utah. It's the first show I ever did. It's a specific show, the Utah Cup. They made it into a pro show. First time I did it, I won 2 overalls. And honestly, man, like I feel very eerily similar to how I felt when I won my pro card at USA's. I'm 3 weeks out today. I feel great. I'm right around cap. I know what I need to do. 3 weeks, you know me, I'll be cooking. So who knows? Maybe in 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now, this video's playing and you guys just found out that I got my Olympia qualification in spite of all this shit. So then maybe next time you guys are hungry or tired or your shoulder's achy or whatnot, you just remember, hey, at least I'm not right now. So it's all perspective, you know. Stay hard, get shit done, stop being a little pussy bitch, and honor your commitments. It is 10:30, which I normally eat my second meal at like 11. One sec, I need to blow my nose. Oh, nice. My sinuses have been jacked up this whole prep. Nick is not here today. Normally, Thursdays are a rest day, but we switched to 4 days on, 1 day off. So I just trained legs yesterday, woke up, I was so excited for a rest day. And I was like, fuck, I gotta go train legs. So, or not legs, arms, upper legs. So I am just eating my meal early, gonna go train early, get my day done early, and just chill because, well, Nick mentioned it in the video, so I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yeah, you should just bleep it in the video so it doesn't say what it is.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, no, we're not gonna do that.
Okay, I love that. So anyway, so yeah, just with everything going on, I can't do any intense body work, so no intense dry needling, no intense deep tissue massage. So we're doing a lot of stretching, soft tissue work. We're using the shockwave gun. Definitely, like I said, not the most conventional prep that I've had in the past. I am doing a lot of things differently, but yeah, I feel great. Where there's a will, there's a way. If it's important, you find a way to get it done. That's why I told all my guys, if you guys take anything from this, just try to see shit through, unless you actually can't. But I think too many people look for reasons not to do something or cop-outs rather than ways to fight through it, succeed, and get shit done. There's a Kevin Levrone video of him right after he tore his pec, and he was talking about like how he's still gonna see it through. He was like a few weeks out from the Olympia, and he's like, because we honor our commitments. And that like stuck with me. And with this prep, I told my coach, I said, you know, I made a commitment to myself, and you know, I have a lot of people that are excited to see me compete, so you know, I want to see this through. And even if it's not me at 100%, I still owe it to myself to see it through. And I'm not going to make any excuses. You know, this is just my set of circumstances, and this is the best package that I'll bring, and it will still be my best by far. You know, I feel great, I'm looking great. Gonna bring you through an arm day. This is my first day going through this. Every time you attempt to lift, you should have a mental checklist of things that you're going through every time you perform that list, to keep it consistent, to make sure you're activating what you're targeting. And yeah. Life is all about perspective, and too many people get stuck in the minute details and their shit. My shit's the worst thing going on. And it's like, take a step back and be like, oh my God, like I'm so lucky that I get to compete, I get to be healthy. Like, even if I don't make the stage, this is still the best I've ever looked. This is still the furthest I've ever pushed myself. It is currently 11:45, March 7th. About to eat my second meal of the day. I got 6 ounces ground chicken, 180 grams of rice. This is my off day, so non-training day diet. And then I have to train, or not train, I'm getting body work done at 2:30. Gonna do some red light therapy. Then I'm going to do just some stretching, soft tissue work, shockwave therapy, nothing super evasive or what's the word I'm looking for? Like just nothing too deep. Yeah, evasive is fine, I guess. But woke up today feeling great, you know, first rest day in 4 days. So I was like 232 this morning. I've been 229, so I'm sure just taking the day to sit, rest, and not do anything will be great. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing of everything every day. This is the time where you control all of your variables. So if there's any change, you know, kind of, okay, this is happening because I impacted this variable, right? Or rather than, you know, meal timing's important, water's important. So sometimes you'll just be like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna slam a little extra water, or I'm gonna space my meals this way, so I'm eating later in the night. No, right now, everything is timed, same time every day. Really, like I said earlier, trying to emulate that stage, trying to have my food timed, so I'm eating about the same time when I would go on stage or train, so yeah.
So that's what I was looking at to kind of assess and look at there, but two, kind of looking at your lat presentation as well. Even, I mean, I'm just being picky, but I was even kind of comparing like bicep aesthetics into there too.
Such a level of preparation that I have zero stress. I don't give a shit who is competing against me. I mean, that might be cocky, and a lot of you guys are probably thinking like I have no idea, but I mean, we're sure shit gonna find out soon. I prepared, you know, I did all the things. I checked all the boxes. I was telling Nikki last night, I have zero food cravings. This is the only time I've ever prepped where I've never like even thought of food. I have zero temptation. I haven't had a sniff of anything, a bite of anything, because I literally am so focused on this goal in front of me. And I told Ariel I'm going to the Olympia this year, whether it's Detroit, whether it's Utah, whether it's a show after that, but it is happening this year because I did the work. So when you do the work, you can have the confidence to back it up and the confidence to pursue that goal with, you know, no stress in your mind. So same as my left one, so I've been over rotating it a little bit too much, and it was making my bicep look a lot smaller, and they just like pointed this out, and it made a big difference. Just like little shit. That's why I like those guys. They like have me run in poses, and they'll like take pictures before and after, and they're like, oh, if it doesn't look better, yeah, they'll put me back down on the table, and they'll be like, okay, this still isn't firing better, why is that happening?
Big boy weight, come on. Get back.
Yeah, I was confused. I was thinking it was a that was so good.
So fucking sick.
I tell Tato all the time, I believe I'm gonna win the Olympia someday. So you guys can say you were there the first time I won a show, or the second time I won a show if Detroit goes well. But either way, we got work ahead of us. I feel great. I'm in the best headspace I've ever been. I have zero stress. I'm only 2 pounds above my weight cap. And Ariel already said that this will be the most peeled I've ever been. So we're ahead of the game, and I can just cruise. A lot of you guys know I got rhabdo last prep, and that sucked trying to make weight. And just the sheer fact that I don't have that, I'm not taking any diuretics this prep, not doing Diazide, Aldactone, anything. I'm just straight up doing water manipulation. And yeah, I feel super confident in the process. Me and Ariel have our water down so timed. We have our meals down so timed that, like, I know how I'll look at specific times. I train at the same time every day to, you know, help emulate when I'll be getting on stage. And yeah, I mean, we are prepared. So I always tell my guys, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So if that's all you can get from me, that's all I want you to get from me. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Like I said, you probably won't know about this anytime soon if I don't win, but who knows? It's important to document.